that anyone has. With that, we'll go to public input. You have 5 minutes to speak, including your question. Any item you'd like to speak about Avon Lake, give your name and address, and speak to the chair, please.
Good evening. Greg Beck, 722 Waterbury Court, president of Park Place Solutions. As you're well aware, I'm not pleased about this, but we did win our injunction and our claim against the city. The reason I'm not pleased about this is because it's a shame that a vendor and a company has to act on behalf of the citizens of Avon Lake to protect them. I'm not going to get into speculation about the appeal or the case. That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is what happened during the testimony in the trial. Discovery is a wonderful thing, people, and it exposed some things that you should all be not only concerned about, but possibly embarrassed by. We determined through testimony that, number one, Mr. Pinchek admitted under testimony that he was not qualified as an engineer or an architect to be placed in the position to make the decision on a design-build contract. Didn't have the technology, the background, or the certification to do so. He admitted that under testimony. More importantly, what was admitted under testimony was something I warned you guys about during this process, which was the cooperative purchasing program. The cooperative purchasing program, Sourcewell, that you guys chose to go through, was supposed to provide 18% discount to the city. In addition to that, any items that were not qualified as Sourcewell products, surfacing or any ancillary items that would be put into the playground, were required to be passed through to this city at cost. That's a 25% discount on the Berlin. Now, the items that were not submitted within the Sourcewell contract totaled, according to the testimony of Blake Hobson of Mid-States Recreation, totaled in the neighborhood of a $68,000 overcharge by not discounting properly according to the Sourcewell rules and guidelines in Section 56 of their contract. Knowingly overcharging the city by $68,000. So while I regret the nasty things that have gone on, I regret the personal attacks that have been placed on me, most importantly, I regret that the citizens of Avon Lake now have to wait even longer for this park to take place and that they're without a playground. What really brings into question is, Ms. Fenderbosch, you led this argument.
So we're not going to.
Okay, well, let's just say this. There was testimony that showed, and there's evidence that showed in exhibits, that members of this council gave preferential treatment to Mid-States Recreation in this matter. Members of this council overlooked the invoicing that showed you were being ripped off for $68,000. Why? Why did it get through the finance director? Why did it go through several committees after we stood here as members of this community and warned you about the pitfalls of how unethical companies behave and do this? But nobody here stood up and did that. Nobody stood up here and said, hey, let's question this, except for Casey Zuber. It's the only person that stood up and actually acted on behalf of the citizens of Avon Lake, and not on behalf of political agendas or ambitions of self-promotion. The citizens of Avon Lake deserve comprehensive leadership. They did not receive it in this ALPS project. And yes, you can appeal this, but we were there. We know the case law, and we saw the judgment, and you've all seen it too. My personal opinion is it's just further wasted money by the city to pursue this appeal, but by all means, please do. We are very confident that we will win this appeal. And this is just talking about the cooperative purchasing and the way it failed. Park Place Solutions will be putting out a public statement to the media regarding the rest of this case and the improprieties that took place. And we'll be doing so through our council and through media. The public will become aware of all the failures that took place in this process and all the failures that took place by several people sitting in this chamber. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to us working together to make sure that the citizens of Avon Lake don't get robbed, don't get stolen from, don't get misrepresented to feed political agendas and egos. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak this evening? Okay, with that, need a motion to adjourn. Ms. Fenderbosh,
So moved.
further discussion? Ms. Rossmarin with the roll, please.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Mrs. David.
Yes.
Mrs. Fenderbosh.
Yes.
Mr. Koss.
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes.
Mr. Spetzel.
Yes.
Mr. Zuber.
Yes.
That, thank you for viewing. Thank you for coming.